Parachute, which comes out in theaters this Friday, April 5th. It's co-written and directed by Brittany Snow. It's a revelation. Courtney was awarded Outstanding Actor at South by Southwest last year, deservingly so. This film affected me so much. I felt seen. I think that everyone's going to just love, love, love this movie. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's doing well. Yes, I see all of your enthusiastic comments. We love it. Never joined anything faster. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. You guys are going to love, love, love this film. And Courtney, I mean, we know she's so talented, but her performance in this blew me away. It left me breathless. I think I was just like sitting in silence for a minute afterwards. Let's see if we have her. Okay. Let's see. I don't see her. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Courtney, are you here? I can't tell. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh, Parachute. This Friday in select theaters. Please go see it. It's incredible. Yay! Okay, Courtney, I'm gonna request you, unless you've already. All right, let's hope the technology does not fail us. I stopped writing my essay. Hello!
Hi!
It's so good to see you.
Hi, I'm nervous.
Oh my gosh, don't be nervous. It's so funny. First of all, everyone's so excited.
Okay.
The comments before you joined were just like so enthusiastic and loving. You have the greatest fans, and this is such a safe space. Truly, like, it's weird, but like, I've done so many of these lives. We started it kind of at when COVID began, and we wanted to keep connecting with each other. And it feels like oddly intimate. Like, I know that's weird, but it's just us. We're
I
just
know.
hanging out.
I'm sitting in my house, but I know there's a lot of people watching. Hello,
I know,
everyone.
it's so weird. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Courtney, I was just telling everybody Parachute, which comes out in select theaters this Friday. I have chills. I have to like keep it together while talking about this film and this performance because it is so special. You are such a revelation. Your performance left me breathless. This film is so important. It's crucial. It's just beautiful. Congratulations. I mean,
Yeah. Thank you. I feel really lucky to be a part of something so special, and that Brittany brought me onto it. Yeah, it is something really exciting, and I'm excited for people to see it, and I think it will do a lot for people, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
absolutely, absolutely. And that's the whole point of this crazy thing called storytelling, right? To create empathy, to educate, to feel seen. And no, I'm so grateful this film exists. I'm just so excited. We're going to talk all about it. But to begin, I love to ask this question to start out, which is, when and how did you first fall in love with storytelling, or rather, exactly what we were just talking about, its power to create empathy, to connect people, like have that aha moment of its power?
Interesting. What popped into my mind was when I was younger, I had a piano in my grandparents' house, and I would write songs, really depressing songs for like a 12-year-old. And I think that was my first initial way. I never performed them for anyone. I still don't like singing for anyone. But I think that was my first way of kind of expressing myself in some way. And during school, acting was kind of too intimidating to me, and I was quite shy. And yeah, so I think through music almost.
I love that. That's why I love to ask that question, because I always get a different answer.
Yeah, you would think it would be something through acting, but that just popped up in my head, and I was like, no, that is the seed, I think, that started it.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. And I love too that it was in your grandparents' house, and you probably have like a sense memory of being there and kind of discovering that. And for me, it was like through movement, dance. So it's like, And then I realized, because I actually went to drama school, so then I kind of realized, like, oh, you can tell stories in so many different ways, but um
100%.
yeah, do you still use music? Like, has your music kind of crossed over in your preparation, like for acting? Like, do you use songs to kind of get you
Yeah,
going?
I have a very depressing playlist that triggers kind of moments in my life, or just like lyrically
Right.
and sonically, that kind of brings something out of me. I find that really important. And then a lot of the time while I'm filming, I usually bring my guitar out, and it's a good way for me to just relax and release from whatever's going on set or the character that I'm with. So yeah, it's always somehow in my life.
That's lovely. It sounds like it's sort of a way in and out for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. And I'm
Oh,
someone that kind of had to learn how to get out of my character. I used to take a lot of things home with me, and I think that's just because I'm naturally an empath, and I pick up on people's vibes around me, and I'll accidentally take it home, and I'm like, why do I feel this way? I have nothing that would make me going on that makes me feel like this. So yeah, it's really important for me to kind of chillax and try to come back into myself.
absolutely.
Instead
And I'm
of
sure,
relax.
right. And especially, I'm sure with this film as well, playing Riley, you'd have to
Mm-hmm.
sort of decompress from that because you give so much physically, emotionally, to this role. It's so interesting because I was listening to some panel where during award season,
Mm-hmm.
um and of actors talking about how they always in drama school they teach you how to get into a character, but rarely do they teach you how to get out of it. And that's as equally important to kind of
Mm-hmm.
figure out how to sort of let go, which you can't. How can you completely let go when you're
Yeah.
so in it, but how that is so essential as well for the actor.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting too because you think that it would kind of end once the filming process is done, but then you have press or things like this where you have to kind of go back and think about how you filmed those scenes and what that brought up. Yeah, so it's definitely interesting. They should add that to curriculum.
I think they should. I
It's
think they
important.
should. Absolutely. Well, before I get ahead of myself, because I have a tendency to do that, could you please, I know this is like the most annoying question, but for
Mhm.
folks joining who might not have heard of Parachute yet, can you just give us like a quick little synopsis of the film?
Sure, I'm horrendous at this.
I,
Every time I get asked, so they're like,
I
"What's
feel like
going
I
on
should
in
just
this?"
like read the log line. Like we should just be like, here's the log
Really,
line.
I'm like reading off screen. Um, I think it's basically a coming of age of someone that's trying to find love while also not loving themselves and going through the struggles of what what that encapsulates. And there's body issues and codependency and family. It's basically just trying to find love when you don't love yourself. I hope
No,
that is
well, that's
getting.
beautiful. No, absolutely. I actually I have it here, but talking about sort of, Riley's journey to self-love and self-acceptance. And I really I felt very, not to get too personal as like 500 people are watching, but I've done a lot of therapy, so I feel very comfortable, talking about, right? I also love how this film, Riley is a little hesitant to sort of dive into the world of therapy. I think that it puts us, when we first sort of enter the therapy space, you do feel very vulnerable at first, and then you find that it can be the most safe, most necessary space. And I loved how this film also sort of kind of explores that in between when you're not quite ready for the help, you're not quite ready to help yourself yet, and how that sort of affects the people around you and yourself. And it's sort of her journey to like realizing that. And you rarely see that on screen, which I thought was really powerful.
Yeah, I think one of the most interesting things of this film and Brittany's beautiful take is that this film follows someone that wants to live. You see her from the beginning. It's not someone that is just starting off and plummeting down. You see her struggling. She wants to go to the grocery store and be normal. She wants to fall in love. and it's herself that's her own enemy, and she kind of has to come to terms with that. But yeah, the therapy space was an interesting one to kind of come across, because I'm sure we've all had our own different experiences with therapy, someone that doesn't work, so it turns you off for a couple of years. I'm just getting back now into a new therapist, and it's definitely a journey. And I think when you commit to it with the right person, it can do amazing, incredible
There's
things.
nothing better. I literally have therapy after this chat, which is
We
so
love
funny and like very fitting. No, but it's so true. I think that like it took me a really long time when I was going through, because I battle with mental health, and it took me a really long, I think, because we still have so much shame around mental illness, mental health, and that's why films like this are so important, because it really humanizes the experience, which you do so poignantly and
Thank you.
beautifully. The struggle of feeling really like like trapped in our own minds and feeling abandoned by our own brains, and it's such a hard thing to sort of creatively explore. And Brittany and yourself, this partnership that you've done it just like I've never seen anything quite like it. And I think that it takes a really long time to like eliminate that shame in ourselves, no matter who around us could be like, we love you, you got this.
Goosebumps.
Right?
Yeah, I think I completely agree with you. I mean, and even after doing this film, Brittany and I would always joke that Riley was, if you put our two brains together and how we think about ourselves and where we've been in the past, it would be Riley. And then even to this day, I still, mental health is something you constantly have to work on. And so I think because I understand Riley so well, it was easy to tap into. And then having Brittany guide me, I was willing kind of to go anywhere and everywhere for her. Yeah.
I mean, I've been a huge fan of hers. I mean, we've seen her on screen, for a while now, and I've always been captivated by her. And then I'm just like so in awe of her. This is her directorial feature debut.
I know.
I
There's
mean, it's
no hope for the rest of
insane.
us.
Oh my gosh. I'm so grateful that she, that her voice and perspective, is in that way is out in the world. It's just, it's like I said, it's this film is just a revelation. It's a revelation.
It's incredible being, having done press with her. I'm less well versed on speaking my feelings. They kind of come out in random words that don't make sense. But Brittany's brain is one of my favorites. Like to listen to. She's hilarious, but also so insightful and incredibly self-aware in a beautiful way. Yeah, I love Brittany.
Oh, Brittany, wherever you are, sending love. I mean, you have to have like built up such a beautiful trust and collaboration, and to go to the places that you had to go in this film. I mean, without spoiling it, because it's coming out this Friday. Yay! But there's so many vulnerable moments just with yourself, in the bathroom. It mainly takes place in a bathroom where, just the things that are said without saying anything, and the pain that it's, I can only imagine the trust that was built between the two of you. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of conversations around certain scenes that happen in the film. They were heavy to film on the day, but almost I felt really safe, and I think I wouldn't have trusted anyone else if I hadn't had those conversations with Brittany. She kind of came to me and was like, the camera's going to be here, here, here. We can have this conversation before. I'm here if you need it. We have people that you can talk to after. And I was apprehensive when I first signed on, thinking that this would be an incredibly triggering film to work on as someone who's dealt with mental health and eating disorders and body image. but I think it's just kind of a testament to Brittany and our crew. I think everyone in our crew had joined because it meant something to them. They had family that had that situation, that they themselves had mental health. So it was just like a big bubble of trust, and where everyone kind of just got to play and be the most vulnerable. So yeah, it was one of the. I always say that this film kind of changed my brain chemistry, because by the end, the way that I looked at situations on myself had completely flipped, where it could have been quite negative if handled the wrong way.
Yes.
Um, yeah.
Oh, now I have chills. What a wonderful experience.
Mhm.
And that comes across. That's how I felt watching it. So that's what's so funny, right?
Mhm.
And it yeah, and also I have to say to everyone watching too, I mean, this film sort of celebrates and beautifully exhibits both the light and dark of life.
Mhm.
And that's what I love that it is. That's why it's such a humanizing experience, because it doesn't shy away from the tears or the laughter, and it
Mhm.
shows how they can sort of coincide and conflict and overlap, and how the messiness of life, which
100%.
is, I mean,
Li-
yeah.
Life is so nuanced, and mental health is not just like in a hoodie in a corner 100% of the time. It's making dark jokes. It's the struggle of trying to be out with friends and putting on a good face. And yeah, it has so many different layers. And I think this film kind of encapsulates it all. And the awkwardness of trying to find it, fall in love, and just trying to live life. That's one of my favorite things about Riley, is this whole film, even in her darkest moments, she is just trying to live life the hardest, the best way she can with the
Yes.
tools that she has.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and she is only trying to better herself, even in the moments that she might not be.
I think that's where a lot of that pain comes through, right? It comes
Mhm.
through because she's trying so hard.
Mhm.
Like you said it in the beginning, she wants to live.
Mhm.
She wants to experience joy. And that's what is so painful,
Mhm.
is that and that's the sort of that struggle, that internal struggle that she feels, that I think that so many people, we've all felt that
Mhm.
to a certain extent. Um, and that need to experience happiness and love,
Mhm.
and being so frustrated by ourselves that we're not unable to reach it because we don't
Mhm.
have necessarily, like you said, she's doing it with the tools that she has, but she hasn't quite gotten to that point where
Mhm.
she's got like,
The
you
right
know,
tool.
right. And I think that's the journey that we see.
Mhm.
Um, and it's just, I cannot say enough good things. I'm so excited for Friday. I've been in my little like parachute bubble, like when you like watch a movie and it just sticks with you, and you're like, who am I gonna talk to about this? Who am I gonna talk to about this?
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm excited for others to see it and kind of catch up and remind me what kind of happened. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of, I mean, let's talk a little bit about. I know you obviously have I don't know if you've like got into production with Yellow Jackets yet, or what's going on, but what kind of stories are you itching to tell next? Because it feels a little bit like you've been a little cracked open on this experience, and you felt things that you probably want to say, oh, I want to, start getting more of those feelings, and like yeah, what are you itching to do next or tell next, or maybe you're not, maybe you're living in the moment, and that's great
I
too.
am trying to live in the moment. That's a hard thing for me to do. I'm someone that's really into the future and really into the past. No, I don't spend much time in the day to
In the
day.
now. Yeah.
Which is something I'm working on. No, I think a parachute kind of cracked, as you said, cracked open in me uh, a trust in myself, or maybe trust isn't the right word, but I have the confidence in myself now that I I want to write. I want to try direct. I'm working on a script right now, and uh, my classmate and I are delving into producing things. But I mostly just want to tell stories that kind of hit a chord with me and just bring out emotions that, I mean, acting to me in a way is kind of therapy, and I like picking something that's a challenge and that brings out things in me that I kind of need to deal with. I don't know if that's healthy or not, but
I think it is. I think it is. I mean, I feel like art is therapy.
Yeah.
Art's 100% therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yes. Yes.
art is therapy. Put it on a
Yes.
t-shirt.
Yes.
But yeah, so I just want to delve into the stories that kind of are issues that are really important to me, or things that I'm still trying to figure out myself. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And then Yellow Jackets, yeah, we head back really soon. And then that's going to be a crazy wild ride too, jumping back into life.
Oh, yeah. No, but I think to go back to what you were just saying, whenever you like, if you're working out things for yourself through a character, you're gifting that experience to others that then watch you and then can work out things within themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think that's super healthy and lovely.
This is true. I mean, I look at Brittany and I'm like, wow, you've done such an incredible job, and all these young people coming up get to see you be vulnerable in the most incredible way. And she makes more of an impact than I think she realizes or wants to realize. So I just want to be Brittany Snow, I guess.
Yeah, same. But I
Oh my
think
God.
but yeah, and I think like reminding each other that that's happening, because I think that what people don't realize, especially in this industry, there is a little bit of a go, go, go mentality just in life in general. I think, and it's, you know, I think that it's very important to like intake and celebrate and pause and uplift and like remind each other about the work that's being done, because sometimes it's all being created in a vacuum and in a bubble.
Yes.
And
And
yeah.
on to the next, and like you see with streaming, everything's coming out and you're overwhelmed with everything, and concentrate on what you like or what you want to do.
Right.
And especially in Hollywood, it's comparing and other people's careers and what your career should be. So yeah, I definitely think it's important to surround yourself with what you want and the people that you want to create with. And you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. Well, that's a lovely place to end. I don't want to take up too much of your time, even though I could talk to you forever. You're so lovely. I just adore chatting with you. And thank you so much for taking the time today to talk about your beautiful movie, Parachute, that comes out this Friday in select theaters. Everyone go and see it. Your life will be changed. You will be changed.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, this was so fun. Yes, thank you so much, Courtney. Much love.
Bye.
Bye.